Hey everybody, it's your friend Sarmate here, and we're back with another episode of Settlement Survival. I hope you're having a fantastic and amazing day today. In this episode, we are going to work on our reputations a little bit more. I just had a Care Bear and come back. We got one more on the way here. It did push us over to level 4 with Lorenzo. So something you guys were pushing me to check out a little bit here is the Hardwood pasture. Somebody has equated it to the dense farms and fields and whatever. So I want to check that out a little bit more. I always tend to ignore Lorenzo. I feel like there's just so many things in this game that I want to get to and deal with, and this, that, and the other thing. I just overlook some things. So I want to look at the Hardwood pasture specifically this episode because I haven't really done that before. We also hit level 4 with Lorenzo with one caravan. It was a lot of money, which pushes us to the bank and hardwood furniture. We're definitely going to check out some of that stuff as well. Now we're at level 4 with Lorenzo and Rania. Level 5 is close with Rania and also very close with Lorenzo. I think we'll get it with this caravan we have out right now. As you can see, lots of stuff going on. We're trading about 120,000 worth of things. I'm buying some gowns because it's better clothing, and then we're getting some more puppies as well. We're still working on those upgrades, trying to reduce that stress as much as possible. Kind of in that same realm, we got a bunch more of our guard villas up over in here. Those puppies are going to go towards those guys because we don't have any more puppies because I have placed all the ones we had. So we're building on those. And then I did throw in another senior housing down here just because there was a nice spot for it. But these fill up so quickly. What I think I'm going to try and do is put in a few more of these and just kind of work on having some more of these old folk home. We're going to plop one right over in here. Of course, we got to tear down this mountain ever so slightly. And we'll grab this guy, and we'll tuck it in right there. Great. It won't take too long to build. We have the building kits, got the glass, got the cut stone. Now, this guy over in here, speaking of cut stone, right? We have our great palace. I have been trying to trade for some jade for a while here, and you can see that we got 1,000, so it must have gone through. I had one caravan go out, and it crashed and died and lost a bunch of things, and it wasn't good. So I tried again, and we got the jade here. 999, good to go. So once we turn this back on, it's going to suck that up and use it up. Then we get to cut stone and planks, which are not doing quite nearly as well. 3,500 planks, good to go. That would put us up pretty close, about halfway on our plank situation, but cut stone is a long ways out. With our new Grand Bazaar that we got a couple episodes ago, the carry weight has been so much more nice to bring things back and forth. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and set up another caravan. Let's go for Rania this time. And I think we're going to focus on some of those planks here. So we got planks. We need 10,000. We're not going to be able to move that much. Look at how heavy that is. 50,000. So let's see if we can do a portion of that. Let's go 2,500. So it looks like we'll be able to move 1,080 planks per trip. That's a buy. So we can do it. It's just going to take a couple of trips, which is just fine. So that's only going to cost us a little bit of money, not too much. But let's see if we can sell anything else. We have all sorts of goodies right now. A couple of these are pretty low because we've been trading things. Like fine handbags, we're 123 each. We're down to 15. We made exquisite swords in the last couple of episodes, down to 29. So we're just going to go ahead and fill this in a little bit. All right, we'll go ahead and send that out and get some more planks on the way. So go ahead, form it. Okay, great. And then we did just get another tech point. So another thing that I want to work on in this episode is getting to the fishing port, which we should be able to now. We got 3 points. Let's go for fish pond and fishing. I also got the fishing net in between episodes. I didn't really do a whole lot in between episodes, but I did get the fishing net. And then we got up to the fishing port here. So we're going to put one of these guys in. Look, again, looking for planks. We have some steel and then some rope. So for that fishing port, that guy is going to require rope to operate. And then that rope is going to be turned into fishing nets. So it takes the fishing nets, but the fishing nets are made out of rope. So I have some of those already queued up. We're doing all right. Let's go ahead and increase the production limit on that. But let's get this fishing port good to go. And it's pretty big, but that's all right. We can find a good spot for it here. I think we got a nice flat area over here that we could start to utilize. Yeah, see, we need to get this land figured out here. We'll put the one down for now, and we have space for another one if we want it later. Once we get this up and operational, what I would like to do is go down into the processing tree a little bit further and get to the barbecue here. this has lobsters. So I want to get there and start working on that. And we're also going to need some butter. So we're looking for a couple of things here. So for the butter, we're going to need to order a cow, which I think we can do that. We should have enough money. Let's go see. So we'll do order, and then we're going to say animals. And then we have cow here. So the cows are the things that are going to make us milk, not cattle. Cattle are strictly just for meats. So if you're looking for milk, get the regular old cow, not the cattle. So we only need the one, and yep, we can absolutely do that. So let's go ahead and order that guy, get that on the way, and then we need a home for it, right? So I think what we'll do, we're going to come back over in here, and we should now have the Hardwood Pastures. Yes, we do. Same function as the Eco Pasture, but doubles the max capacity for raising animals. So we're going to go ahead and we'll tuck this guy in right in here, and we'll check this out. So one thing I'm wondering is if we can upgrade our regular old pastures to Hardwood Pastures, and we can't, but it looks like we can go to Eco Pasture. So I'm wondering if the Eco Pastures are able to be upgraded to the Hardwood. Not sure. Let's go ahead and I think we want a holding space for these buffalo. I don't want to just upgrade it because then they're just going to be free roaming. We don't quite want that. But I think we'll push down over in here and build a couple more of these corrals. I want to check out and build a couple more of these pastures. I really want to check out the hardwood ones and see how much better they are than the other ones. So let's go ahead. We're going to flatten this out. Such a very nice tool to have once you got it. And then again, we're going to go ahead and say hardwood. Oh, and our delivery ship has arrived. So we have to go over there soon, and we will check out our cow. We got 3 of them down there. We'll get them built up. We'll get the cows over in here. Let's make this the priority, and then we'll get some cow stuff happening. So if we go back over in here, let's take a peek. What I'm not certain off the top of my head is where do we get the butter? And that's right here in the bread shop. So we have the ability currently to make the butter shops. We don't have any built, I don't think. Let's go ahead and say butter shop, and we'll get one of these guys placed and start to utilize that milk for some butter action. And then later, this is going to help us with some more higher end foods. I was looking over in here. This is where we have all of our candy workshop, and the candy production is really slow on these guys. Look at that, 17, 12. So I decided over in here to put in a couple more. So we got our candy workshops up and operational over here. Need to add a couple more people in there, which we could do. We should have the sugar and the honey for this. Maybe not the honey. It looks like honey's getting a little bit short. So we have an apiary right here, good to go. We'll hit P and automatically get that guy going. And then I ended up having enough steel finally for an upgrade over in here. So I'm going to upgrade this one. We got a research academy. Now we did these several episodes ago, but didn't have the steel to do it, to do the upgrades. So we do now, we're good to go. And we also started to make more books. So let's go ahead and we'll turn book on here. And we'll be able to utilize the books in the research academies. So this says generation efficiency of technology points improved by 10%. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we will also utilize the books there. So not too bad. I got to be careful with upgrading all of these. It looks like we're using 80 planks each. That's quite a bit. And we don't have a ton of that right now. Looks like rope's getting a little short. So that's something that I didn't realize we were going to be using a bunch more of, is some rope. So what we'll do, I think we'll make this knitting workshop into rope, and let's see if we can upgrade. I've been upgrading a lot of our reservoirs with the gears that we now have. So we're going to go ahead and do that there too. And we'll just go through and we'll check our knitting workshops, and we might as well throw these gears in here. And then we got 2 more smelters over in here. I threw these in a little bit in between episodes there. Again, just trying to keep on top of our steel production. We currently have how many of these buildings? A lot. Now, we have 11 of these buildings, I think, if I count right. We got a lot of them. So we are utilizing them like crazy. Steel is being used everywhere. So I'm getting the brick upgrades in there as we can. And we can do that pretty easily nowadays. So we'll keep our eye on our steel production and continue to up that as needed. Another issue that we are coming upon is our reservoirs are not keeping up with our water demand. So I think what we'll do, we'll go ahead and we'll find a nice spot down over in here. And let's go ahead and get yet another reservoir started up. We need the water, so we got to get it going. And I think what we'll do 2 down over in here, and then of course tie it in. And it looks like we have this thing ready to roll. Fishing port. We got 2 people working in there. Let's check our upgrades right away here. So this is indestructible. And then what do we got for bait? fodder and rope. So we don't have a whole lot of either of these things right now. So it's maybe something that we can work on a little bit more. But let's go ahead and we're going to produce. We can choose lobster, blubber, or seal fur. So the lobster is just a food. The blubber can be used for soaps and things like that. And then the seal fur is for those luxury tables and other luxury goods. Let's go ahead and we'll go for lobster for now. And then you know what I think we'll do, because we're doing pretty well on food. Let's go into our eye and then our stock management and let's ban lobsters. So when we get to the food processing that's a little bit better, this barbecue right here, which we can do right now. Let's go ahead and do that. We can utilize that lobster in one of these recipes. So we'll go ahead, we'll get the barbecue, and then we'll get one of these built up and we can check it out. So there's our barbecue house. I think we're gonna bring it over into this space a little bit further. This will work right in over in here. And I think we should probably put in another transfer station. So let's go ahead and we'll check our transfer stations. It looks like we have one in range. Excellent. So we don't have to worry about that at all. And it looks like our hardwood pasture is good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And remember, we did get our cow. So we're going to go ahead and say cow. We're not only going to get milk off this, but we'll get some fats and some beef as well. So excellent. Let's see what we can do for upgrades. A little bit of basket action. Let's go ahead and do that. And then let's see what we can do about our other pastures here. Can we do anything with these? We could upgrade baskets, but I think what I'm going to do is let's replace some of these with hardwood pastures. So let's get one of these things built up. Let's pause these. So that's where all my rope's going. And then we'll focus on the one and get the one built up. And then we'll be able to move the buffalo here and then upgrade this one and kind of keep doing that. Another thing I noticed that we are really, really low on is medicinal soap. We don't have a whole lot of that at all. But we do have a good amount of fat and we do have some medicinal powder. So I think it'll be a good thing to do is add in a couple more of these fat workers and get some more medicinal soap going. So that medicinal powder we can absolutely increase a little bit. So if we come over in here, we have our water nurseries that we've been utilizing for a while now. Let's go ahead and upgrade these because we can. Looks like our caravan just arrived. Good. And then we need to be making medicinal powder over here with a pharmacy, and we got that all set up over here already. So it's happening. How are we looking on stock for herbs? Pretty okay. So I think what we'll do, let's upgrade this one, and then let's go ahead and we'll throw in another pharmacy, and we'll also make that medicinal powder with the pharmacy, and then we'll be able to make medicinal soap a little bit more easily. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that on the way, and then let's go ahead and let's check on our reputation. So we'll come back over in here. We should be looking pretty good for all of these guys. So Meow, Renzo, Carlos, and Rania. Oh, very, very close with Rania. So we need to do at least one more caravan to go out there and trade with her. But let's see what our stock is looking like here. So planks, we got quite a few because we had 1,000 that we got from that last trade. That's pretty good. I think we need to focus on cut stone a little bit more. So we're going to go over in here again to our Grand Bazaar. We have enough workers. We're going to go to Rania, and I'm going to set this up. We're going to get as much cut stone as we can get. Interesting enough, 1080 is also the maximum number of cut stones we can do in one trade. So we're going to go ahead and get that on the way. And then we'll do a little bit more selling here for anything that we can find to sell. All right, and let's go ahead and get that one formed. And this should push us over to level 5 with Rania, which will be excellent. Okay, so we got that happening. And then with Lorenzo, the other thing that we need to check out. So we talked about these things, right? And the hardwood. And we got to level 5. So that means we have powerful physique now. Citizens are now physically better able to withstand the cold. Maximum warmth increased by 100%. Very good. And then we have the Great Castle, which is basically a big old apartment building. But these guys are 25% stress relief each and can house up to 400 people. The problem is that it's a big thing to build. I'm going to call it 1,000 building kits, 10,000 bricks, 10,000 hardwood, and then 1,000 of the luxury furniture. So it's something that we could absolutely start, but I would like to focus on our Great Palace first. So we got to do quite a few cut stone trades, and we got to do quite a few plank trades. So we'll continue to work on that here. Caravan's on the way out, and look at this. I just noticed it is now nighttime. So remember, in the last episode we were talking about that, and we did put in a couple lights. Where did we put those guys? Right here. There they are, lit up for the nighttime. So yeah, this looks better than I remember. Yeah, so I really like how this is looking. Glad that we decided to check out nighttime again. It's not too dark. One thing I was kind of worried about is if it's too dark, obviously you can't see anything. and it becomes annoying. But this isn't too bad. We do have our 2 reservoirs good to go down over in here, and of course we'll add in our extra workers, and then let's go ahead and throw in some more gears. And it's looking like we're doing all right with laborers, about 30, so we're going to just keep where we're at right now. Let's come back to our hardwood pastures. Looks like we got our cow in there, and that's excellent. Over here, we have our barbecue house and our butter shop. So the butter shop is waiting specifically for milk. That's perfect. We knew that was going to happen, so we're going to leave that there. And you know, one thing else that I just thought of that we probably want to utilize over in here is another warehouse. We do have that one right here, but it is full. So yeah, let's go ahead and we'll put another warehouse down. And then finally, our barbecue house. This has a lot of different recipes in it, so let's see if there's anything here that we can do. So smoked meat, it's going to require beef, which we don't have cattle, so we don't have beef. We'll skip that. Meat chops and domestic fuels for some sausage. That we can absolutely do, so we'll keep that in mind. And then bacon is going to take pork. We don't have any pigs yet. We don't have enough rats to where we have to eat rats, luckily. There's another pork one. Buffalo jerky we could do. Looks like we need some more salt. So let's put that in a little note. We need some more salt. We'll check that out in a minute. There's beef again, and there's that butter that comes in. Got roast turkey. We should have that. And then there's butter again. Rack of lamb. We don't have any of those. And then baked lobster. So here it is. That's where the lobsters are going to come in. So we already banned the lobsters, so we don't have to worry about that. We just need to get some more of that butter. So let's go ahead and we'll start with sausage over in here. And I think what we'll do is put in another barbecue house over in here. And we are going to do a little barbecue area right in here. It's some of the best food that we can get in the game. So let's go ahead and focus it a little bit more. Try to get some more of it happen. And then let's quick talk about the things that we got from Lorenzo. So the bank we can put in. I'm probably not going to put it in because I'm not going to use it. But what this thing does is that we can deposit money in the bank and we can get it back with interest. So where I could see this being pretty good is the beginning of the game, or more toward the beginning of the game, when you don't have a ton of money. I mean, we're not like filthy rich or anything right now, but you could put that in and then continue to get some interest off that over time, and it would be a pretty powerful piece, I think. Another little thing that we can check out is the fish pond. So the fish pond is it's just basically a pond, obviously, for fish. We can place it in the land and we don't have to fish on the river. So if you were, building like way over in here and you needed some more fish for whatever reason, that's the idea for these guys. And we'll put a couple in just because we can over in here. We're doing really well with foodstuffs right now, so it's not a huge demand. So we'll just go ahead, we'll plop the one in there and we'll check it out. Up to 2 workers can work in there. And it looks like sand's really low. Okay, so salt and sand, 2 things that we really need to get up a little bit more here. So let's look at our sand pits here. So one thing I noticed right away, we don't have any upgrades in here, and it looks like we can upgrade with baskets. So let's do that. I'm going to go through and upgrade with baskets. Okay, so we got those upgraded. Another thing we can check is how's our clay stock. If we have a ton of clay, we can swap one of these over to sand, and it looks like it's pretty healthy. I don't want to cut it back though. So what I think we'll do is we're going to go ahead and grab some more sand pits. I think let's go for like 2 more of these guys, I think. So we'll put one down right there, and then we'll put one more down right there. And then I was looking at our saltworks a little bit there, where when we were upgrading our sand pits, they also can be upgraded with baskets. So if we go ahead and check these guys out, they can be upgraded with baskets, but I went too far, and I don't have any more baskets available right now to upgrade the saltworks. So something that we should do first before we build a whole new one, and something I'm always really bad at, is let's go through and make sure that we have these maxed out for workers. There's one more we can add there. Yeah, so only 1 more worker, so not too bad. Let's absolutely go ahead and throw one in. Oh, and when I ordered gowns from the trader, I was doing so also because our Peking Opera Theater was requiring some gowns. So we got this thing built up. It's from Meow. It looks amazing. I love the Asian architecture. It's super cool. And let's see what we can do here. So gowns, we can upgrade, improve the buff scope of the theater. Hey, that's pretty good. We'll go ahead and do that. And we might as well make it indestructible. We have plenty of building kits. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then our senior house is good to go over in here. So we should have some puppies. Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and we'll do that. And so we have the ability for some luxury furniture here. So let's go ahead and we'll upgrade the luxury furniture as well. And then we might as well make it indestructible. It's the only 3 upgrades that we can do, so we might as well fill it in. So there we go, got 38 more people in here. Let's go through and see if we can upgrade any more of these. Just got to constantly be looking for upgrades, trying to make things as good as we can make them. And we're running out of luxury furniture, so I'm going to stop there. Something that I just caught was a bunch of people running around homeless. Oh, we must have just got immigrants. Yes. Okay, so that's what's going on there. So that should be dealt with here shortly. And we're looking at 87 laborers now. So we're doing pretty well with labor's good again. So that's great. So this is coming along quite nicely over in here. We could maybe put in a couple more luxury houses in these little nooks and crannies, which we probably will. But another thing that I kind of want to do is expand a new residential area, maybe kind of somewhere up over in here, and make it this a little bit more lively on this side of town. We do have these buildings out here, which I feel like are kind of like way outliers, and I kind of want to just build around them and kind of encompass it a little bit more. We have plenty of flat land. Well, we can have plenty of flat land way over in here. We can level all these mountains and continue to work over in here. And I think that's one thing that I will do a little bit of. Let's go back over in here and let's go over here, check out our sand pits. Good to go. We want to set those up for sand, of course. And then we have 2 more barbecue houses ready to go here. We are making some sausage, and it looks like we made 100. It's not too bad. Any upgrades? Yes, of course. We could do some oven action. Let's go ahead and do that. And I think by now we should have some lobsters, right? So let's go down to baked lobster. Yeah, we do. And alas, no butter. So we should see what's going on here. Oh, I know what's going on. We just don't have enough cows happening yet. So in time, we'll get there with the cows. So the last thing I want to do here is we mentioned moving some bison over to the hardwood pasture and doing some upgrades. So pasture number 3, let's go ahead and transfer to 26. All right, now that has begun, and this should be pretty full here. And then let's go ahead and we will demo this. So we'll do that, and we'll just kind of go along here, and we'll upgrade this, and then we'll move this one over, and we'll keep doing that, and we will start to take advantage of our hardwood pastures. So right away here, we move 17 buffalo over in here from this other pasture, and we have the increased capacity up to 36. So for the same footprint, we get double the animals, which is double the output, which is double the goodness. So we definitely want to work on that more and have that happening. Why wouldn't you? Let's just go ahead and take advantage as much as we can from all of our buildings that we got. We put in the time and the effort to get them. Let's go ahead and utilize them as much as we can. We'll go ahead and we'll get another hardwood pasture built up in here, and then we'll be good to go. And I think with that, that's going to be it for this episode of Settlement Survival. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you on the next one. Have a fantastic and amazing rest of your evening, day, or night.